Welcome to Reinvent Yourself, the best awareness and self-improvement channel on YouTube. Today's video topic is 10 signs you're a simp. Before we get into the video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. These days, there are a lot of terminology being used, but you might not know what they all signify. What is simping, for instance, and how can you prevent becoming one? Is it just us, or is it exhausting to be on the internet? We need to be familiar with terms, phrases, and viral memes every day. One of the words is simp. What exactly is simping? If you're addicted to social media, you have noticed memes like Simp Nation or CEO of Simping. Although we are aware that you may be curious as to what this new word means, you should know that it is actually not all that recent. Actually, the word simp and the idea behind it are quite old. Everywhere you go, you hear people calling each other simps and using the word like spaghetti. What does it mean, though, exactly? Who are simps? Even better, what exactly is simping? Describe simping. Although it has changed since then, this word has been in use since 1923. It was then an abbreviated form of simpleton, which isn't exactly a compliment. The phrase stands for suckers who idolize mediocre, PSSY. Look away from us. It was not created by us. As you may anticipate, the term in use today has altered slightly. Thanks to Urban Dictionary, the definition now reads, someone who does way too much for the person they like. Therefore, a simp is someone who shows respect and kindness to others in hopes of establishing a romantic or sexual relationship. To put it another way, a simp isn't being truthful. A simp is someone who poses as a buddy in order to slither into the other person's underwear. For instance, it's okay for a man to buy his female friends ice cream even though they are buddies. However, he only does it to make a move. Simping, is it bad? The definition has some elements which we will strongly disagree. So here's the deal. A woman should always be treated with respect. This is not something to be ashamed of. Putting your relationship first is not one of them. However, no one should use you as a doormat, regardless of gender. And you shouldn't let them do it just so they can have sex with you. No one benefits from being labeled a simp. It has everything to do with self-esteem and confidence. If someone lets others walk all over them, they won't gain the self-confidence and self-worth they need to start meaningful relationships by being called a simp. If you're trying to play the nice guy role on purpose in hopes of getting laid, stop. Nobody owes you anything just because you're doing something kind. You don't choose to be kind because you want something in return. You do it because you want to. Simps are in the friend zone rut. The truth is that most simps are effectively stuck and friend zoned. The person only sees the simp as a friend, but the simp feels that they merit a romantic or physical relationship instead than just a friendship. They most certainly didn't set out to become friends, but they did so anyhow. They never really wanted to be friends. They merely did this to advance their unspoken goals. To put it another way, they didn't enter the friendship sincerely and had quite different aims. Simps, are they always men? It's undeniable that either gender can engage in simping or be a simp. You can find a ton of videos featuring women on TikTok, so at least both sexes are represented. However, we must be open and honest with you about this. The word primarily targets men. Sadly, it promotes the archaic notion that men can only treat women nicely if they want to have sex with them. No Simp September. What is this? Let me quickly define something for you as you could hear about it. In essence, No Simp September is a challenge that originated online. Much like most things do these days, men are urged not to exhibit any simp-like behaviors during this month. The most obvious symptoms that you are simping. The idea of malevolent simping is not one that we support. You really don't need to put in that much effort if you're so desperate to bed someone, just be honest with them. However, it's pretty low to try to attract a partner by being overly kind and attentive in order to get them into bed. By doing this, you are essentially expecting that at some point, in the not too distant future, the person will cave into your demands because you've either tricked them into thinking you're wonderful or they have some sort of sympathy for you. Not the best foundation for a relationship, would you say? Anyway, putting our opinions about simping aside, let's look at a few indicators of simping so you can definitely determine whether you exhibit these characteristics. Here we go. Number 1. Pursuing someone who is obviously not interested in you. Where's your pride, first of all? Second, engaging in this behavior is one of the indications that you are simping. Why? Because why would you do anything for someone if they don't want to spend time with you? You're attempting to make them feel bad for you in this situation, and then wham, you achieve your goals. They slink into your bed. You are wasting your time and not being sincere by doing this. Number 2, you constantly aim to impress. Never are you simply yourself. You always want to impress those around you, but you do so in a way that seeks to inspire sympathy. I have to admit, it's a little pitiful. One of the indicators that you're simping is that you're constantly attempting to impress others by essentially casting a wide net in the hopes that someone will fall into it. Number 3, you rank third to yourself. Sure, there are times in life when you should consider others and put their demands a little ahead of your own. But if you do it all the time, you should stop and think about why. You should work on boosting your self-esteem and finding someone who enjoys being around you for who you are, rather than trying to be someone you're not. Nothing but your misery is implied when you are preoccupied with other people. Number 4, you don't have a good dating record. Okay, so you might not be to blame for this, but consider behavior pattern. Do you frequently make the same mistake? Do you often find yourself giving your all to others just to fall short yourself? Do you frequently try to impress someone in order to obtain what you want and then leave? All of these are indications that you are simping, which is bad manners. A poor dating history is unavoidable, but you have the power to alter your behavior moving forward. And what about that? Being independent and strong is actually extremely appealing. If you're getting value from this video, hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Number 5, you allow others to step all over you. Do you frequently give the folks you want to attract free rein to say and behave however they please? Hello, once more, where are you, honorable? Allowing someone to take advantage of you will not result in a strong relationship. But if you are a real slob, you don't really want it, do you? Number 6, you treat women with disrespect. Do you notice that you behave obediently around ladies in general? We're not saying you should act more manly, but why do you seem to become a helpless mess anytime a lady is present? It all comes down to confidence once more. Number 7. Your intentions is to win her love. Everything you do is intended to win her approval or perhaps affection. When she is present, and even when she isn't, that is all you want and all you can think about. Does she actually merit all of this? After all, she is only human. You're a master at elevating ladies, but they don't actually need to be there. Number 8. She doesn't have to work for your love. She finds everything simple because you just serve it to her on a plate. You hand it all over without the slightest amount of hesitation, not even giving her anything to strive towards. Once more, confident problems are at hand. Number 9. You support and respect women. This doesn't seem particularly horrible, does it? In reality, it isn't. However, you're not acting in the right manner. Admiring women is fine, but you should only do so for the one woman who truly adores you and reciprocates your love. Go for it if you want to defend women. However, only do it when necessary and not just to get into someone's pants. Number 10. You're notable and considerate. Again, there shouldn't be a problem, but you're acting in the incorrect way because it is a true aspect of who you are. Be gracious and noble, not because you're attempting to win over someone. Now let's talk about how to avoid being a simp. There is work to be done if you believe that you might be a simpleton. The good news is that you can leave simping land and move toward a much better outlook by altering some of your routines and actions. Number 1, stay away from her gopher. Keep your distance from her whims, especially if she doesn't express them. Dropping everything for her is one of the telltale signs that you're simping. Put an end to this. You know she can manage life on her own. Number 2, avoid relying on her approval. It takes time to develop the ability to not be a snob, but you can do it. To stop lusting over her approval is a crucial first step. You do not require it. You only need your own approval from yourself. Number 3, determine why you simp. Why are you acting in this manner? You are aware of the symptoms of simping. So why do you continue to act in this way? Spend some time considering this query and developing accurate responses. Then you can start to change and figure out how to stop being a simp. Number 4, eliminate the habits you want to change. Make a note of all the activities you do that you really don't want to continue doing when you sit down. How many of the indications that you are simping have you already discussed? Once we've made a list, stop doing everything on it immediately. Number 5, try not to overdo it. Simps frequently attempt too much and come out as desperate. Never do it. Don't press her or act frantically expecting her to say or do something specific. It's time to accept what is happening and move with the flow. Make them your second highest social priority. Who is in first place? Of course you are. For once, put yourself first. Number 7, set higher standards. We also mean the standards you hold for yourself when we say that. Because of your low personal standards, you are currently accepting considerably less than what you are entitled to. Encourage them and set higher standards for yourself. Number 8, develop a fixation on self-improvement. You'll become fixated on it as soon as you begin to think about yourself. That doesn't mean you should start acting haughtily or selfishly, but it does imply that you should put some effort into bettering your life and taking care of yourself. After some time, you'll come to the conclusion that simping isn't for you because you have more value. Number 9, avoid acting too chivalrously. You should certainly pull out a chair for a woman and hold the door open for her, but only if you truly want to and not for another reason. Being chivalrous is acceptable, as long as it isn't taken too far. Keep your distance from the individual you're picking on. It might not be simple at first, but the more time you spend apart from the person you're shaming, the more you'll come to see that they're not really who they seem to be. You'll feel more confident if you use that time to focus on yourself. Number 11, don't try to dominate their focus. Don't push for someone's attention if they aren't willing to freely give it to you. Just halt. Number 12, aside from their physical characteristics, what do you enjoy about this person? Simping frequently occurs when a male wants to lure a girl into bed because he likes the way she looks. What about this female do you like that isn't physical? What about her personality appeals to you the most? You can learn more about her by doing that, and perhaps doing so will lead you to realize that all you really want is to be friends. If not, it will refute the idea that all you desire is to get her in bed. Number 13, define your personal boundaries. Boundaries are essential when learning how to avoid being a simp. Make sure to establish and adhere to the boundaries at all times. Your behaviors will evolve over time. Number 14, focus your time and effort on being productive. This is essentially a diversionary tactic, but it will work far better for you than shaming a woman who doesn't want you. What goals do you have for your life? Concentrate on it and try it. Number 15, strive to make friends and improve your social life. You will develop a better understanding of what is important in life through making new friends and strengthening existing ones. You will value yourself as a significant member of your social circle if you have a healthy social life, and you won't feel the need to engage in simping behavior. Number 16, discover someone who is truly interested in you. Simping is incredibly unfulfilling until you meet someone who genuinely likes you and wants to spend time with you. Simply said, you won't want to repeat that pattern of conduct. Number 17, keep establishing goals. You will have more to work toward and something to divert your attention from if you set more goals. Number 18, set an example. You can serve as an example for people who are caught in the loop of conduct. Once you have conquered your simping behaviors, that will undoubtedly aid you in avoiding repeating the same mistakes in the future. Time for a change. Something needs to change if you're nodding in agreement with these indications that you're simping. First off, you might feel that we are a touch too critical. We don't mean to be, but it's not cool when someone acts dishonestly to entice someone into bed or into a phony relationship. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.